Hello Balanced Body community, Staci Alden here to talk about some great glute activation exercises that you can do using the Balanced Body Rotator Discs. I'm going to be using light resistance today. You could go as high as heavy resistance, and the heavier resistance ones do tend to be also a bit larger, so you have a bit more space for your foot if you have larger feet. And there's also zero resistance, which can still give you some intense work in the glutes, but having a little bit more resistance can help us target those muscles and find more stability. Let's get to work on working our glutes. As we work through some great glute activation exercises today, we're going to start standing and progressively make our way down to the ground. Again, our target is the glutes, but we will achieve activating some more leg exercises, leg muscles as we go through these glute activation exercises. So it's a good leg workout. There's 3 exercises total, and we have lots of options to make them harder and easier as we go. Our first exercise, standing, we're going to find one rotator disc, place our foot on that rotator disc, and you'll notice that there's markings on the rotator disc to help you know when it's completely back to normal, where there's no tension, there's no rotation of the disc. And then there's markings to show you how much rotation you've made from that home base on the rotator disc. So let's find a wide stance to start. Kind of get into that position, move into a wider, almost a plie squat or a sumo squat position. Standing up nice and tall to start. As you squat down, we'll find some external rotation in that leg that's on the rotator disc. This leg that's on the floor is also going to encourage some external rotation, but the more work is going to happen in the leg that's on the rotator disc because it's able to externally rotate more than the leg that's on the floor. So this is more building tension in that external rotation. This one's more activating the glutes outside of the leg, which is our big external rotator muscles, and then come up. So watch the knees, make sure the knees aren't going way over those toes. You may even put more weight in one leg than the other to kind of experiment with where you find the sweet spot of that intensity. And then once you get there, you can hold that squat, let the leg sink in, or let that knee rotate forward and then pull out. So we actually don't want the knee to sink in, but we can let that toe rotate forward and rotate out. So we're still keeping that knee wide, pulling the knees back toward the pinky toes as we let that rotating disc come forward and then back. And as you progress and get better at this, you might start to see that you're able to externally rotate more with the same strength, with that mobility and strength. We of course want to get to the other side. So transition to that other side for that external rotation. Another exercise with one leg I personally love is going from a wide squat like we're in now to a lunge. So we'll find that wide squat like we're in now and then rotate, keeping that foot pressure on the rotator disc. It's rotated, finding that lunge, coming up and back. We really have to move slow and with intention, or we're gonna slip and slide off of that rotating disc. So there's a lot of muscles working right now. You've got to try this for yourself to really feel everything that's working. Come back, and open. This is why I recommend using one rotator disc versus 2, because it's already really challenging on that balance. So you have that way, you have one leg that's on the ground still. Rotate forward, rotate back. So you're using that rotation from the ankle. The rotator disc is helping you rotate and really activate lots and lots of muscles, including the glutes. From there, so we've done our rotation, our rotating lunge, our standing big squeeze, lower squat, wider squat. We can also do standing rotation with those rotator discs narrow. We could stand on both, or we could do one at a time, but we could really just activate those glutes standing tall. So those first 2 exercises were more intense. If you're looking for something to just finish your workout or to even warm up the glutes before you do something challenging, this is also a great exercise to work on those glutes, work on those external rotators, and get into the outside of the hips. Let's go into some supine exercises, activating those glutes. So bringing those rotator discs to the edge of our mat. We do want to keep them on the sticky portion of the mat. We'll come down, find our glute bridge. And the first exercise, we'll actually place one leg off of the rotating disc because I want us to get into the hamstring and the glute by pressing that leg away and then pulling it in. So we can do this on our back without lifting the hips. You'll feel it right away, pushing that leg forward, pulling it back. So again, my heel, if you were to look at the rotator disc, is more on the outside of the rotator disc so that while my hips are up, I'm pressing away, pulling back. So I'm kind of taking my leg across, almost like a vinyl you would work with, pulling that leg back. Good. Feeling activation of the hamstrings, the glutes. So that's a single leg exercise we can do, rotating with the rotator disc. And then the other option is to put both legs on the rotator discs, lift the hips up, and then at the top, encourage some extra rotation, trying to push through the base of the feet and then back to the center. Opening back up, knees might fall apart a little bit, but we're really focusing on those glutes. Release the tension through the neck and the shoulders. Get those glutes fired up. Do that for a few reps. Again, these are great exercises to finish your workout, targeting those glutes to add and enhance to your workouts where you might be doing some heavier strength training for those legs, and to really help us with those important postural muscles of the glutes that don't get enough attention to keep us standing upright and strong.